What is up, guys? Today I'm going to show you how to close a pocket knife, and I'm going to meet up with my sister.
Oh, we're failing all the tests.
And her friends.
Oh, you're fired.
And see if they can close pocket knives in a super hot mall parking lot. So let's dive right into it. This is a liner lock knife, and the way to close it is you simply take it like this, and there's a liner sitting right in here, and you're going to push over just like that and close the knife. When you're learning to do this, you'll do it two-handed. So you take your thumb on your right hand, push over on that lock, that disengages, and then close it. As you get better, you'll be able to sit here and fidget with it one-handed. You'll be able to do it ambidextrous, however you like. That's called a liner lock. Now, similar to that is a frame lock. And frame locks work essentially the same way, but with these ones, the lock itself is built into the handle, so it's part of the frame. So to close that same thing, you're gonna push to the left with your thumb, take your other hand, and close the lock like that. And I'll tell you what, the people that end up with these in their hand and haven't used them before, it's totally natural to not know how to close it. And so if you're walking around with a pocket knife and you're like, how do I close this? Chances are it's a liner lock or a frame lock. So this is a back lock, and with the back lock, essentially it has this lock right here sitting on the spine of the handle. To close the knife, you're simply going to push down and you're going to fold.
My money don't jiggle jiggle, it folds.
Just like that. Pretty simple, but that back lock could be either there on the end of the handle, or a lot of times you'll find them in the middle. Basically, there's a spring in the back, and you've got to be able to push that button to close the knife. And a lot of times you kind of have to push down pretty hard. It's usually a two-handed operation. Next on the list, we've got a slip joint. Now, slip joints are what you'll find on your classic Swiss Army knives. And the nice thing about a slip joint, and the bad thing, you get a double whammy here, is there is no actual lock. It's basically sitting there with a leaf spring on the back, and that's what holds it in place. So you've got to get your hand out of the way, and then you're going to just fold it. So you'll find that on Swiss Army knives, you'll find that on kind of your classic like Cub Scout knives. They all are slip joints because that was kind of the original pocket knife, was always a slip joint. Next on our list is a button lock. Now these ones, from what I've seen, a lot of folks don't have a ton of trouble with button locks because it's very obvious how to close this knife. Simply push the button and flick it in, or you can two-hand it, push the button and close it just like that. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Now, button locks are used on manual knives like this one that don't have a spring in them, and they're also used on automatic knives, also known as switchblades. Now this is where it gets a little bit more tricky because it's the exact same mechanism, but when you're closing, you're actually recharging that spring, just like that. And so you actually have to push the button, close the blade, and in between that, you got to release the button. So you push the button, release the button, close the blade, and the blade snaps back in place, ready to fire for the next time. So just be a little bit more cautious with a button lock when you're using it because it definitely closes a little bit different. Also, like these Milwaukee little tools, same thing. It's just a button lock. They're fun to flick. Look at that flick factor. That's great. Next on the list, you've got what's called a crossbar lock. Now, this was a Benchmade proprietary system for a long time, and these are super simple to use. You basically just pull this right here. It releases a bar in the back, and that's how you close the knife. So pull there, release there. Simple, straightforward, easy to use, and it's surprising because most people can look at this one, and most people can figure it out really quickly. The next type of lock that we got on the table is a compression lock, and this is essentially like a reverse liner lock. To close this, you simply push across, just like you would a liner lock, but it's on the back of the handle versus the interior of the handle. But basically, you're pushing across on that piece right there, and that's what closes the knife. So hopefully by this point, you are not running around the house with a knife anymore in your hands. No! And you've been able to close it. Now, I was kind of curious, so I went to meet up with my sister, and I was like, Chelsea, can you bring some friends, and we'll see who can close a pocket knife. Let's go to the mall. There they are. So first one we'll start with is actually right out of my pocket. Okay, what you got? Oh, you've handled knives.
Yes, plenty of knives.
Here's your next one. Oh, we're failing all the tests. This is supposed to be like...
Let's go ask random people.
Do you want to go ask random people?
Yeah.
What's your name?
My name's Hannah.
Hannah, I'm Ben.
My name is Mason.
And you do carry pocket knives?
Yeah, I do.
What's your name?
Brittany.
Brittany, I'm Ben. It's good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, this lock type is called a liner lock.
All right, and then you want me to close
Just
it?
close it, yeah, easy
All right.
peasy.
Basically.
No big deal.
No.
You nailed it.
Yeah, I got it.
So,
Okay.
there's that one.
This is a liner lock.
What?
Push that close.
Dude, you nailed it.
Close her up.
I'm just gonna hand it to you, and I want you to figure out how to close it.
Okay. Isn't there like supposed to be a lever or something?
There is a lever somewhere. You're on the right track. Try the other direction.
Other direction?
Very carefully. And take your time. It's not a race. Yes, you nailed it. Try this one. You ever seen one like this before?
Sort of. But I don't know if it's like, what in the world? What the heck are you? Maybe it's this? No.
Oh, we got you now.
Oh, shoot. How the heck? I don't know. I can't push it. Is it it's a button. It's a button.
Okay, here's one for you.
Okay. Yeah, give me a hard one.
It's not a hard one, but maybe just not one you've seen before. Try that.
Okay. Is this an auto? So you gotta press the button and close?
Oh, you're fired. Let's give you this one.
Okay.
Nailed it! Yes! High five that one. Try this one.
Oh no, they're just getting more advanced.
No, they're not. They're easy. They're easy.
Oh, okay, that one was simple.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Easy. Okay, let's do one more.
Okay, yep, nope.
What do you think? Nailed it! Yes! I'm very, very impressed.
That was a lot trickier than it should be.
Yeah, a lot trickier than it should be, right? Hey, thank you so much, Brittany.
You know what?
And there you have it. I was super impressed with everyone we ran into. Even the ones that weren't super familiar with the knives did a great job closing them. And I think some of that has to do with design. A lot of times design will tell you where to go. I think some of the hardest knives to close are liner lock knives, simply because design-wise it doesn't tell you exactly where to go to close it. But I was super impressed and that was super fun, except it was 101 degrees out and we were out on the asphalt. There might be a couple other knives that you may have open, OTF knives, super easy to use. They're buttons, just like this, sliding buttons. Or you might have a balisong that's open. If you don't know how to close this one, like, just look at it. It closes just like that. And then you might find other locks, like a collar lock. This is an open out collar lock. There's a lot of different locks out there, but essentially just look at it mechanically and say, how does this thing close? Tell me down in the comments, what is your favorite lock type? I'll be down there chatting. Definitely subscribe, and we'll have more coming right at you. Thanks for watching.